Hey guys, in my previous video I have explained about the data parser at TCP server. In this video I am going to explain how it exactly works. So first I am running the command prompt from the folder where I have kept the parser file. So node and give that file and click on enter. You can see the command prompt has been opened. It mentioned what is the IP endpoint that it is parsing and what are the fields that I am going to parse in this. Now let me show by closing the port. The port has been closed and you can see there is a configuration file. In that file I mentioned the IP to which it has to listen and the port number. What are the various fields in the entire data that it has to accept and parse the data. If you want to add any other fields you can add. If you don't want, you can remove that as well. And this is the sample data that I am going to use to send the data as a virtual telematics to the TCP server, which will be parsed and be explained in detail. And this is the sample code, which field represents what type of data and how it has to be parsed I have mentioned here. If you want the full code explanation, please do comment. And first I am trying to connect the virtual telematics. You can see it got failed because the port is closed. Now again come to the command prompt. I am opening the port. Now you can see on the IP 12345 port is getting listened. When I tried to connect, it got connected successfully. Now I will send some sample data. You can see as a user, we are not understanding exactly which field represents what type of data. And when multiple data is getting sent, we have to understand and parse it. So I am adding CRLF, which will works like enter. So there is an error. So let me check it out. Yeah, since it's a virtual telematics, we have to give everything in a clear way. First I send one sample data. Now you can see in the above, the raw data has been mentioned and in the below, what exactly that field represent has been updated along with the value for that particular field. Now let me check it out. So you can see 01 is the field which represented as a valid data. And next the IMEI number is there, the vehicle number I have collected. So out of all the data that it is getting received at the port, I am using only some fields which required for the parsing. Let me send some sample data as well. I am copying another set of data and I am sending the same thing from the virtual telematics again. So let me change the data. Okay, I sent one set of data. Let me check it out. Still it haven't reached. In the meanwhile, you can subscribe to my channel. Let me send one more time. And you can see the data has been received. Now you can observe in the initial data, the ignition status is 1. That's why the ignition is on and it is showing the value for that is 1. And in this particular data, the ignition value is 0. That's why it is showing as ignition off with the value as 0. As I mentioned in the configuration file, you can save this data in text format or in Excel format. Let's close the port and you can see the port got closed automatically. Let's go to the folder and open the text file. The text file contains the entire parsed data where the date and time is as per IST and the remaining fields also updated here.